Tempe, Arizona, and Sun Devil Stadium. A couple of teams making their BCS Playoff debut as we wrap up the first round here on the ESPN family of networks. It's the Conference USA champions, the Southern Miss Golden Eagles at number 21 against Heisman Trophy winner Robert Griffin III and the number 12 Baylor Bears. A very interesting matchup for the Golden Eagles of Southern Miss. Essentially, the playoffs started for them 3 weeks ago when they were in the Conference USA Championship game on the road against the Houston Cougars. If they lost that game with 3 losses, essentially they would have been knocked out of the BCS playoffs. They pulled off the upset win over the undefeated Cougars, and now they are in the playoffs. But for them, it actually started last week. And also for the Golden Eagles, they are the last remaining non-AQ team, or rather mid-major team, in this Bowl Championship Series. Never before in the history of the Bowl Championship Series, in the 5-year history of this playoff, has a mid-major not made it to the second round. If you're not counting the victory of the Ohio Bobcats over the Missouri Tigers as part of the NIT, in terms of just this Bowl Championship Series here, Southern Miss is the final team from a non-AQ conference, from one of those 7 non-AQ conferences, to pick up a win. Every other non-AQ team has already been eliminated in the first round. That has never happened before in the history of the Bowl Championship Series. Southern Miss, for all the little schools out there, they're the last remaining team. Can they make it on to the second round, or will we have a big dance from the Big Six all moving forward? Well, Robert Griffin III, Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to take off and stays on his feet down to the 39. He wants to make sure all the non-AQs are sent home, and hoping that his Baylor Bears will pick up a win. Both teams in the BCS playoffs for the very first time, Baylor and Southern Miss. Griffin will throw it on that play and will connect with the wide receiver Lamar Sampson. 5 yards there, and Baylor, 2 plays, 2 positive yards. Griffin will run it, and he will get 4 yards. Robert Griffin III, the Heisman Trophy winner, and doing it here for the Baylor Bears. 3rd and 1. Waiting for one of his receivers to get set. There we go. Looking. Griffin will chuck it down the field. Open receiver caught to the 15-yard line. Griffin, the junior from Copers Grove, Texas. Handoff to the running back. There's the handoff to Terrence Ganaway. Rushed for 1,300 yards and 16 touchdowns this season. Another handoff to Ganaway, and he's going to get stuffed. To 2nd down. RG3, Heisman Trophy winner. 3,998 yards. He's now passed for 4,000 yards with that one pass completion earlier. 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, averages 10 yards a throw. And again, Ganaway, or I don't think it was Ganaway. I think it was Goodson they gave it to. He gets hog-tied, thrown to the ground. So now on 3rd and goal, they go to the outside, and that's going to be an easy Baylor touchdown. Southern Miss nearly pulling off the goal line stand, but they throw it to the outside. Ganaway gets in, and easy as pie, Baylor's in, and they are up 6-0. Winner of this game will move on to the second round to do battle with the Oregon Ducks. And we know that one will be the Hyundai Sun Bowl. So it's either going to be Southern Miss and Oregon, or a high-powered, explosive offensive battle between Baylor and Oregon. And what a homecoming it would be for Baylor to be able to go to the Sun Bowl. Southern Miss, though, they're going to return the kick all the way for the touchdown. The Golden Eagles will answer back the Baylor Bears And that is Lampley, Tracy Lampley with a kickoff return for the touchdown. And now, Baylor Bears, after just going on that long drive, the offense will now have to step back onto the field. How about that for Southern Miss, the Conference USA champions? They are determined. No AQ team has been defeated by a non-AQ team yet in the Bowl Championship Series playoffs. That has never happened before. Again, this is if you're only counting the BCS playoff games. In the NIT, Ohio did defeat Missouri to go to the second round, and we actually have Tulsa taking on Rutgers on ESPNU in the Christmas Bowl, and that is a non-AQ versus an AQ team. I guess here it's not really AQs. We would refer to them as mid-majors, so Southern Miss, a mid-major school. But RG3 is going to go with the 5 wide formation, and you go 5 wide and you throw it for 2 yards. Not sure how that works, but whatever. 2nd and 8. Out of the gun again. Griffin will take off with it. There goes the Heisman Trophy winner, sliding down for the first down. And Baylor keeping it going. Griffin. He's going to run. Why not? You take all the time you want, let everyone spread out, and then just go for it. And they find themselves in Golden Eagle territory once again. Griffin. All day again, going deep. End zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Baylor Bears. Kendall Wright from Pittsburgh, Texas. Not Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He gets the touchdown. That's touchdown number 14 on the year for him. He's caught 1,572 yards worth of Robert Griffin passing here in this season. And Baylor, they answer back to the Southern Miss kick return for a touchdown for the score. And Southern Miss, they will actually be forced to come onto the field on offense. For the Golden Eagles, it's all about quarterback Austin Davis. 3,300 passing yards, 28 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. They kick things off with a running play. How successful was that? 6-yard run for Jamal Woodyard. Now they will line up from the pistol. Woodyard take... No, they won't. Austin Davis will throw it. Play action fake, and it nearly got him. If not for the leaping defender, that would have been burned for a Southern Miss touchdown. And leaping up and knocking that down was the safety, Sam Hull. H-O-L-L, Sam Hull. Davis, screen pass, incomplete. And after a successful start to this drive, Southern Miss will have to punt it away. Larry Fedora and company will have to punt it away. And we know that Fedora has already accepted the new head coaching job. And he's coaching these last couple of games. He's already accepted a job with North Carolina. Robert Griffin III, and a rare overthrow for his team, as he can't get to his receiver not quite fast enough, and his throw just a little too far. Takes it to 2nd and 10. Griffin will throw it again, and this time he is dead solid perfect. Was able to complete it to Terrence Williams, the wide receiver, the man who got the touchdown pass earlier. Or no, it wasn't. This is a guy from Dallas, Texas. Play action, fake screenplay. And not quite fast enough for Ganaway to get over there. and try to get the ball. 2nd down and 10. Baylor once again finds themselves easily into Golden Eagle territory. Griffin, pressured from the outside, he launches it, and he will get it to his receiver Williams. 3rd and 2, and I'm not going to be surprised if I see Griffin take this one from the gun or under center and just run this one for a 1st down. No, instead they give it to Ganaway, and he's going to get the 1st down. That's easy pickings for them, and Baylor moving the ball at ease on Southern Miss. They've yet to come up with a stop so far in defense. Ganaway takes it again, and there's the first stop in what could be a long road ahead of stops, if I can say that correctly, for the Golden Eagles. Griffin will take it out of the gun again. Ganaway in the defense for Southern Miss, and this is something they did to perfection. They brought the blitz, something they did against Case Keenum to slow him down, and that's what this Southern Miss defense is going to have to do. Channel that energy and emotion they used in the Houston game against that spread offense to shut down Baylor and this Heisman Trophy winner. That's exactly what they're going to have to do to get the win, and that's going to be a decent start. And RG3 was able to get it to Tevin Reese, but not enough for the 1st down. Do they go for it, or do they allow Aaron Jones to come kick the field goal? Aaron Jones will come kick the field goal from 45 yards away, where he's only 2 for 6 this year from that distance. Well, he puts it through, so make it 3 for 7. Field goal is good, and the Bears will increase the lead to 10. Sun Devil Stadium, Tempe, Arizona, the Insight Bowl. Here on ESPN2, we know we got a good one over on ESPN between Notre Dame and Stanford. But a lot of people tuning into the Deuce right now because they want to see the Heisman Trophy winner go up against the Conference USA champs. And Austin Davis, after being stopped on Southern Miss's last drive, they're going to get another opportunity here to try to close the gap on this 10-point lead. Wide open receiver, 1st down, Golden Eagles. Easy completion from Davis to Ballantyne. Ryan Ballantyne. And the run to Woodyard, not going to work, and that's going to be the end of quarter number 1. As advertised, Robert Griffin III and the Baylor Bears are rolling, but watch out for Southern Miss. Don't put them away yet. It's only a 10-point game here in Tempe. No good on the halfback slip pass, and Southern Miss all of a sudden finds themselves looking at 3rd down and 12. High snap, Davis is hit. He is lit up. Oh man, did he get hit hard. Quarterback sack number 90. That was Nicholas Jean Passy, the senior from Stafford, Texas. He's had 2, 3, 4 sacks on the year. That's going to be sack number 5. And you see a nice love tap from head coach Art Brills. And Southern Miss will be forced to punt it away. And you can't give Baylor too many of these. The offense for the Golden Eagles is going to have to start moving and scoring. Because as well as the defense did against Case Keenum and the Houston offense, which I truly believe is one of the best offenses here in college football, they're not going to be able to give this many opportunities to Robert Griffin and Baylor. And you see how he'll just shred your team up. Another easy 1st down. It's not easy, but Robert Griffin makes it look easy. those Superman socks. I wonder if he's wearing those today underneath his regular socks. Griffin will run for 6. I mean, if he's not doing it through the air, he's going to do it on the ground. He's going to destroy you on the ground. So you can play back, do a cover 4, cover 5, cover 6, and try to block the receivers. That's fine. He'll run it. He'll make you pay. Or you can bring the blitz, play it cover 2, play it safe, and try to contain him in the pocket. He'll make you pay through the air. 3rd and 2. Just like that. Touchdown, Baylor Bears. Oh, man. And it was Millar who had it for the touchdown. Jordan Navarre. And he's one of the tight ends. Yes, he is, one of the tight ends. Normally wears number 18, I guess. We're number 80 today. Whatever works for him. And Baylor, 24-7, and it's not looking good for the last possible mid-major. In the 5-year history of the BCS playoffs, we have never, ever had every single mid-major get eliminated in the first round. This would be an unprecedented first, unless the Golden Eagles can pick it up. We've seen teams overcome 21-point deficits in the Bowl Championship Series this year. We saw Arkansas do it. We saw West Virginia do it. We saw them do it against 2 really good teams, so it's not impossible. Stay glued to your computer monitor. They're going to go inside handoff again. And that's going to be a first down for the Golden Eagles for Woodyard, Jamal Woodyard. His longest touchdown of the year, 68 yards. I'm sure he'd love to break one of those right about now. They're keeping it on the ground with Woodyard. And it's going to be a loss of a yard. Loss of a yard for Woodyard. Looks like Davis is going to have to throw this one out of the gun on 2nd down and 11. Takes the snap. And incomplete. Lots of pressure came. He threw to the closest thing he saw with a white jersey, and it fell incomplete. Looking for their first 3rd down conversion of the game. 3rd down and 11. Pressured again, and that's going to be another quarterback sack. And that was the same man that did it earlier, the man with 3 names. Nicholas Jean Baptiski, senior, coming up with his second sack. And another punt for the Baylor Bears. This is another opportunity for RG3 and company to begin to put this one out of reach. And it looks like we possibly could be heading for a showdown. A Baylor-Oregon high-powered offensive showdown. But we will wait and see. As Ganaway can't get much going on the ground, he's going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11. Ball at the 32-yard line. RG3 is going to have 5 wideouts to pick from. He's going to go down. Sack. Robert Griffin III is going to be sacked by Southern Miss defensive back Kendrick Presley. Is he related to the King? Who knows? But he gets able to get in there and pick up the sack. His first of the year. That's the defensive back coming in for the quarterback sack. So that's one senior stepping up for this team. 3rd down and 19. Griffin going deep. Wide open receiver. And he's going to burn the man that just made the sack. Touchdown for Reese. And Baylor increases their lead to 30. It's starting to look very ugly right now for Southern Miss. A very ugly game. Things need to turn around and in a heartbeat. And I don't know, you can put part of the blame, part of the distraction maybe of this game for the Conference USA champions on Larry Fedora. The fact that his team already knows that he's out of here. He's leaving his team high and dry to go to North Carolina. Maybe that's weighing heavily on the team's minds. Who knows? It's 31-7, and the only Southern Miss points have come by way of a kickoff return by Lampley, and he's not going to be able to come up with another one right now, which I'm sure Fedora and the rest of his Golden Eagles wouldn't mind if he would. Scoring points will be of the essence right now for Southern Miss. Davis rolling, and finally he's like, the heck with it. I'm going to have to take it myself. He'll get the first down, though, and they'll get up to the 40. So positive yards right now, positive momentum. That's what the Golden Eagles need. They're going to get a bonus 5 yards. This is a free play. They're going to have to decline the penalty. Let's go to Ed Hockley Jr. anyway. Baylor was not set. K.J. Morton called for the offsides. And another grab, 2-yard pickup. 2nd and 8, Williams spite. Pressure, Davis gets it away, first down for Southern Miss. Now we're moving the ball well if you're on that side, the Eagles side. He was able to get it to tight end Ryan Hanks. And now they give it to Woodyard. I complained about this. I don't remember what game it was that I complained about this for a good couple of minutes. But why? When you're so successful doing one thing, do you completely change it? I don't understand. Now you're to a 2nd and long. You just wasted a play. Now you go with the draw. You go with the draw play. It didn't work a play ago. Why are you running it again? Now you're on a 3rd and 14. This was a drive that was going so well. Now you do 2 runs in a row, and now you're stuck back. I don't understand it. 3rd and 14. Davis looking over the middle. And he's going to make up for his coach's stupid decisions with a first down. Or rather, I should put it on Blake Anderson, the offensive coordinator. Austin Davis, though, is able to throw it over there to Ballantyne. And he's the top leading receiver on the Southern Miss team, coming through in the clutch. Looking for the end zone. First down and goal. It's within reach, and they recognize those colors just a couple of yards away, the yellow and gold. Davis, incomplete. Defense for Baylor. 2nd and goal. Inside handoff to Woodyard. It's not going to happen for him. They are still stuck now at the 7-yard line. They need to score here. Davis, end zone, screen, floater, fade route, whatever you call it, incomplete. USM will go for the field goal. Kick is good. Kick is knocked through by Danny Hartman. And it'll make it 31-10. So it's a 3-touchdown game right now for the Golden Eagles. Bad thing is, though, if they want to go for it, and I'm talking about Baylor, 30 seconds, 3 timeouts, that's essentially almost like an extra minute or so onto this drive. If they want to go for the jugular, and they might. They are going to go for it. They got 30 seconds. Sure, here comes Baylor. You're Southern Miss. You got to hold. You can't let them drive on you right now. They're going to use one of their 3 timeouts. Nice block picked up. Griffin knocked away. In Southern Miss, they're going to need to come up with an interception or turnover if they want to rattle the Heisman winner. 2nd and 10. Griffin. Open receiver again. How are these guys getting this wide open? Touchdown Baylor. They only needed to use one of their timeouts in 20 seconds to do it. Lamar Sampson will bring in the touchdown grab. And right now, it's just shred, slice and dice. And if you want to know how impressive RG3 is, I'm looking at the stats right now. For his top 4 leading receivers, their longest touchdown catches of their seasons, 64 yards, 69 yards, 77 yards, and 87 yards. That's how long these passes are. So when you see these deep passes, it's not uncommon. I mean, he's been doing it all season long. 38-10. The Conference USA champs are on the ropes. Lampley, the only touchdown for the Golden Eagles so far in this ball game. 7 seconds to go, and they're just going to give it to Woodyard. He's actually going to rattle off a really nice run, but a little too late for the Golden Eagles in this one. We head to the locker room, and I'd say we're about 1 or 2 more Baylor Bear scores from this one turning ugly. It's 38-10. Baylor all over the Southern Miss Golden Eagles in what's been a turnover-free, pretty clean game. But it's just been terribly one-sided. Folks, we'll be right back. Welcome back as the sun is setting here in Tempe, Arizona. The winner of this one will head to El Paso, Texas to compete in the Hyundai Sun Bowl against Oregon. Opening kickoff for Southern Miss, or I should say first kickoff for Southern Miss, went for a score. After that, RG3 has been lighting the field up, and that's all you've missed so far in the first half. Southern Miss, they've had success here and there throwing the ball, but nothing that's amounted to any touchdowns. A good start would be a opening drive here that would lead to some points. It's not going to happen like that. Austin Davis immediately wrapped up and thrown down to the turf. Trying to get everyone set on this no huddle. It's taking a lot of time though. Woodyard, no he won't. Austin Davis on the fake handoff will run it for 7 to make it a 3rd down and 2. Can they convert? They get the call. High snap, fielded. Davis going deep. Deep. Open receiver bouncing around, incomplete. The Baylor defense stands tough once again because that easily could have gone for 6. They had single coverage down on the near side. And now Southern Miss forced to do the dangerous thing, the thing that's cost them all day, and that's been punting to Baylor. And you know why it's dangerous? Well, Game Tracks is going to tell you. Robert Griffin III, look at these highlights. Look at what he has done to this Southern Miss defense. This is a Southern Miss defense that held a 5,000-yard passer in Case Keenum to just, what was it, 17 points that Conference USA game? Already 319 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 incompletions for the Heisman Trophy winner in this Bowl Championship Series playoff game, in this first-round game. They're going to give it to the running back, and what am I blanking on? Ganaway. Sorry, I was blanking on the name. Ganaway. I mean, Baylor's got weapons all over. It's not just Robert Griffin III. Ganaway, 16 touchdowns of his own, 1,000 yards rushing. So, all over the place. Just weapons for Baylor. Griffin completes it. I think I've said that a couple of times today. You're looking at Reese's numbers. I mean, numbers, just inflated, video game-like numbers for this Baylor team. 2nd and 1. Ganaway will take it. Easy first down. We have a flag. Let's see what the call is. Holding against Cameron Kaufhold. The holding call will take away the first down which in a sense might be kind of dangerous because now you back this team up, you back these Bears into a corner, and what do you do when the Bears get into a corner? Well, you let Robert Griffin unload, and he might just do that, and he is going to do that. Tried to give it out to Ganaway, incomplete, so 3rd and 11, and now you've really backed this Bear into a corner. The success on 3rd down conversions. 5 for 6. Griffin breaks away from the sack and completes it. Oh my goodness, this guy is too much. 350 passing yards. Any normal man, that would have been a quarterback sack. Griffin, though, throws him off and completes the pass. Wow. Play action for Griffin. Incomplete, just incompletion number 5 for the game, and you see a very excited Southern Miss defensive back, Marquise Wheaton, who's a senior. He's going to bring that senior energy. But you see the kind of energy that Robert Griffin III is going to bring to your team. Too much. 3rd and 1. I'm not all but surprised if they throw it on 3rd and 1. But it looks like they might run it. They have the line stacked. They are with the fullback. Unsuccessful running attempt for the fullback. And now Baylor will have to kick a field goal. There's Eric Wolf with the run. 4th down and 1, and the kick is good by Aaron Jones. 39-yarder, which makes him 6 for 7 on the year from that range. 41-10. Baylor opens it up on Southern Miss. 31-point game for the Golden Eagles. They need to score 5 touchdowns, which means every drive from here on out is of the essence. Not to turn viewers off, ESPN might get upset losing ratings to the Stanford Notre Dame game on ESPN, but if Southern Miss doesn't score on this drive, I think the game is over. But that is one heck of a start to this drive. They know they're going to need 5 successful touchdown drives, and somehow they're going to need their defense to stop Robert Griffin III 5 times. But this is college football. We've seen some crazy things happen. Davis floats it out. Open man. 1st down. No. Just shy. The clock will not stop. Are they going to give it to Woodyard? They are. Woodyard, stiff arm. No. Doesn't get the 1st down. It remains 3rd and inches. Looks like they're going to Woodyard again with the line stacked, but keep your eye on the 2 wideouts. Maybe they'll throw it. They are going to throw it. They're going to throw it to those 2 wideouts. Baylor expecting a run play. They threw it, and it's going to be out of bounds. We might get a booth review. I don't know. No, we're not. So Southern Miss will settle for a 50-yard plus field goal that is good. 51 yards. And they needed touchdowns, really. But I suppose, you know, points are points. Get them while they're hot. Harperman previously 0 for 2 on field goals from 50-plus yards out. That's his first one of the year. Well, Griffin, he's got a chance to continue the route, and he will. Completed catch by Sampson, Lanier Sampson. Couple of handshakes for this receiving core. They said, yeah, we can do this all day. These passes are easy for us. 3 wideouts here on the near side. Keep your eye on this near side, close to you. He's going to go to the one guy to the far side. Pass completed into Southern Miss territory. Inflated numbers all the way around. for the Baylor Bears right now in this one. Griffin now will run it. And I'm sorry to say, because I'm a big supporter of the little schools, which is, you know, Boise State is one of the little schools, and they're one of the reasons that this bowl championship series came about after the controversy in 2006 where our national champion had one loss, and we had one team in the nation that was undefeated. This whole thing came about for them, and it looks like that every mid-major will be sent home in the first round, which has never happened in Bowl Championship Series playoff history. The only lone remaining mid-major is Ohio, who's competing in the NIT, or Tulsa, if they can pull off the win over Rutgers in the Christmas Bowl, and that's on ESPNU. There, Southern Miss trying to rip at the ball, and with that pass completion, RG3 hits 400 passing yards. Nobody to this point in the BCS playoffs has thrown for 400 passing yards. The Heisman Trophy winner will be the first. Batted ball by the Golden Eagles, knocked down by Darren Wilson, defensive back sophomore from New Orleans, Louisiana. Second down and 10. Intercepted, the first error of the day for Robert Griffin III, and maybe just got a little too greedy. Threw it up. Actually, his man was open. The problem was he just kind of floated it, which allowed the two defenders from the Eagles to run over, and that was Jacoris Cotton, a sophomore from LaGrange, Georgia, who came over and was able to get the interception. And for him, that is interception number 2 on the year. Austin Davis will give it to the back, and he's going to explode down the field. And Southern Miss, it's going to be an uphill battle, but they have plenty of the momentum going right now. Play action fake, Davis will run it, and Davis will say hello to number 13 on the Baylor Bears. That's defensive tackle Tracy Robertson. This will be the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming down to the fourth. It's an uphill climb for Southern Miss. They're going to need about 4 touchdowns, probably 4 two-point conversions to climb back into this one. But they just picked off RG3. They have the ball, and they have momentum right now. An uphill climb for the Golden Eagles. Let's see how much will the Conference USA champions have. First down and more for Southern Miss. Austin Davis gets the throw to Jarbo, Colin Jarbo, tight end. And that one will be out of bounds for the Golden Eagles. Second down and 10 into Baylor territory. Out to Woodyard. Into the 25-yard line. They're going to mark her at the 26 instead. Never mind what I say. Davis looking for the end zone. Open. Touchdown, Southern Miss. Golden Eagles get the score. And that was Ballantyne, and they got to go for that the 3, I think. Or the 2, pardon me. There's no 3-point conversion. This isn't the XFL. There's no 3-point conversions. Well, they decided to go for the extra point. It's a 3-touchdown game now. Let's not get too cozy yet. Here comes the onside kick. Bounces around, and Baylor will get it. I don't think we've seen a successful onside kick yet here in the BCS playoffs. The only one I've seen was early on when Boise took on Ole Miss, or LSU, at the beginning of the season. Terrence Williams was able to pick that one up. So now RG3 has a shot at redemption. Here he goes, first down. And not only trying to increase the lead back to 28, but redemption for the interception is one lone blunder in what's otherwise been a perfect game. Option play. 4-yard gain for Ganaway. Keep blanking. Ganaway will take it again and 3 yards. Baylor's eyeing the end zone right now. This has just been an offensive explosion. And Griffin throws that one into some dangerous company. I see 3 white shirts there. Yeah, get excited. You put a stop to it. Now I got to kick a field goal. Oh, man, that's going to be offsides. Terrence Pope. Oh, my gosh. Not to be cruel, but that's bonehead move of the year. Ganaway will make him pay, and looking at Pope's numbers, I don't think he's played that many times this year, so putting some of the reserves in, or maybe some guys needed a rest, so you put in a guy that's not used to being in there, and he makes a bonehead move. But then again, he was on the field goal line there, so probably just in there blocking for field goals or something. Whatever the case was that he was in the game, he made one of the biggest bonehead moves so far in the Bowl Championship Series. And this is coming from a guy that watched Gene Chizik try to coach, where he had a running back throwing the ball and was actually doing successful, and then you went back to your quarterback that was doing miserable. 3rd down and 6, and the Golden Eagles might just get lucky and hold Baylor here, but they lost so much time, in which would have been this potential comeback. Griffin, just shy of the first down for Williams. And now on 4th and 1, I'd almost say take your chances and just go for it. But they're going to go for the field goal to make it a 24-point game, and it would still make it a 3-touchdown game for Southern Miss. They'd have to convert on 3 straight 3-point convert, or 2-point. I keep saying 2-point conversions. Do they jump off sides again? Oh no, okay, it's gonna be false start this time. I was about to walk out of the broadcast booth if that was another offsides. That one was on Baylor that time. Everyone's just jumpy and twitchy down there. For Southern Miss, they're gonna need to score more touchdowns than they have minutes remaining on the clock, and that's 3. 3 touchdowns and 3 2-point conversions. You see Aaron Jones put through the field goal to make up this 24-point deficit, which means Austin Davis's arm, he needs to have it locked and loaded on the sideline to gunslinger mode. Because running plays, screen passes, short little end-around routes, not going to do it here. Gunslinger mode is what they're going to need to be locked into. Oh man, that's not gunslinger mode. You got to sling it. When that pressure's coming, sling it. Even if it falls incomplete, because you can't hold on to that, lose the yards, and keep the clock going. That's not gunslinger mode either. 3rd and 11, and now it's starting to look really bleak for the Southern Miss Golden Eagles, and it looked bleak for this team pretty much from the outset. After the kickoff return for the touchdown, it all went downhill, but that'll give them the first down, so they'll stop the clock temporarily. You can't have many more of those. I'm telling you, gunslinger mode. You can't do that. You gotta go down the field. That's gonna keep the clock rolling. That'll stop the clock, but I don't know. First and 10, and that'll stop the clock. Not quite gunslinger, but it works for him right now. Yeah, you got to thank, though, Ballantyne for being able to get the first, and pressure and sack. And in on the sack for Baylor, that was Gary Mason Jr., defensive end. Second down. Just shy of the first. They're going to have to use one of their timeouts on 3rd and 1. Got to start looking towards the end zone. Oh, looking. Down he goes. Flag, though. That's probably going to be a holding call. Baylor will accept it, rather than give them the 4th and short. We'll give them 2 plays to make up 11 yards. And that was gunslinger-esque, but it's going to go incomplete. And you're going to have more of those. They might not be as successful, and that's why you got to do it more often. At least it stops the clock. 4th and 11. Once again, it's end zone time for these Eagles. Pressure, and he was looking for the end zone, and Austin Davis, he simply went down to the turf. Quarterback sack by Kareem Johnson. And Johnson, who only gets about a tackle a game, appears to be one of their reserves. And, oh my goodness, Baylor. They did not mean to run up the score. Ganaway will take it for a score, and you see him taking a knee. Not trying to be disrespectful at all. That was simply a run-out-the-clock move. And I don't know what else you expect Ganaway to do but run hard. I think for Southern Miss, for Larry Fedora, they didn't see that as a run-up-the-score kind of move. 50 points, though, for Baylor will be the most that anyone has scored in the first round this season in the BCS playoffs so far. Yikes. Baylor Bears, they're going to be scary. And speaking of scary, Oregon versus Baylor next week. Tell me that's not a game that everyone is looking forward to. If you're a defensive kind of guy, I wouldn't even bother tuning into that game. Let's game track it one more time. Take a look at the struggles of Austin Davis. Not so much the struggles, but just the pressure that he's been under. Baylor defense has done their number. This man is definitely going to have a couple of grass stains on the jersey. 5 sacks. Oregon, they put up 37 in their opening round game against BYU. Baylor here putting up 51. I'm telling you, if you're a defensive kind of guy, do not tune in. If you love offense, if you love seeing the ball sling, it's Darren Thomas versus Robert Griffin III. You can't get any more exciting than that. As you can see here, struggles just continuing right now for Southern Miss. One last heave for Austin Davis, not even. Baylor recovers it. He went down. The ball was forced out. Forced out of there by McCall and recovered on the play by, I missed who got it. 41, I believe, is a Bryce Hager. Or 44. And they're going to take the knee. And if you're squeamish, you might want to look away because we're about to go into our post-game show and look at the stats. Compare the stats, and I'm sure they're not pretty. Baylor, though. I made this point in the Cincinnati game. Isn't it wonderful that RG3 gets to play another game? He doesn't get sent home. They don't... Of all the plays, this one is the play of the game. The one that kind of broke... Okay. Like, I don't understand that one. But anyway, isn't it great that Robert Griffin III wins a bowl game? They're the 2001 Insight Bowl champions. Isn't it great that they win a bowl game and their season is not over? Whose season is over after winning a bowl game? I don't understand why seasons have to end for winning bowl games. They win a bowl game, they move on to the next round. For Southern Miss, it's unfortunate. They put up a great effort here today. 21 points, but it just wasn't enough to combat this Baylor team. It started off so good for Southern Miss on this kickoff. But after that, it just went tumbling downhill. The offense really wasn't able to get going, and I'm sure we're going to see some Robert Griffin highlights, and Griffin did things like this, while the defense was kind of just left shell-shocked. Lots of plays just blown open like this. And even on the running game, don't discount this. The running game was controlled. This was the play of the game, and I don't understand how with all the great throws from RG3, you take the one running play that happened at the very end of the game that didn't really mean anything, and that's your play of the game. But nonetheless, they thought it was impressive enough. Let's get your post-game show going. Player stats, RG3, 230 quarterback rating. Take away that one interception, that's a pretty nice day. Davis, I mean, for any other quarterback, that's not a bad day. 17 of 27, 225 yards, one touchdown, no interceptions. He didn't struggle at all. It was mostly he just got beat up by the Baylor defense. Rushing, Woodyard did the best he could, averaged 5 yards a carry. Say Ganaway, 15 attempts, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. For receiving, any one of those numbers. 100 yards, 96 yards, 76 yards, touchdown, 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 touchdown. Southern Miss, you had Ballantyne with 6 grabs, 110 yards. He was the class of this team. And defensively, see the numbers. KJ Morton, 11 tackles. And on the Southern Miss side, it was Presley with 9. Finally, the comparative stats. This is probably where it's going to look ugly. First downs, pretty even. But, man, 300 yards of total offense compared to almost 600. That's double the offense that Baylor had than Southern Miss had. Passing yards, doubled there, 409 to 425. Third down conversions, just yeesh, 63% compared to the 20%. That's part of why they lost on that money down. Southern Miss, 1 for 1 in the red zone. Baylor, 2 for 3. Total yards, 680 to 556. I expect those numbers when we see Baylor and Oregon do battle next week to be up there as well, to be completely inflated. If you want to see where the teams are going in the second round, you're going to need to tune to the ESPN game. That's Notre Dame and Stanford. At the end of that game, they'll run down all of the post game and who is playing who and in what second round bowl games. Or if you don't want to do that, just head over to the Facebook page, and all of those should be posted by Tuesday night, and that gives everyone ample time to be able to watch all the games and get caught up without being spoiled. Until then, we're going to show you the bracket for this division here, this bracket, and after that, we'll see. Goodbye. This is it. We'll see you guys next week. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's the Bowl Championship Series playoffs.